Boop, bop, beep. Jesus. Jesus. Boop, boop, beep. Oh my god, am I not ready? Boop, beep, bop. I hope I'm ready. I hope I'm ready enough. Let's see if YouTube actually got the title correctly. Hey, YouTube got the title correctly. Yay. I forgot how I got YouTube to get the title correctly before. Oh no, I never tested my mic. Does my mic sound okay? Hope my mic sounds okay. Good morning, Michael. Good morning, Arya. Good morning, Mesters. Good morning, that loser. Give me a second. I'm still doing a bit of Strem startup. No, this live stream is not AI. That is a new thing that you have to click on YouTube when you're filling out the information for your videos. You have to say, are you a human being? Yes, actually, I am a human being. Alright, there, it's saved with a unique thumbnail. Quote-unquote unique. It's the title screen. And I have the border at the edge, because it looks a little plain, the vanilla title screen, because, you know, it's just, oh, look, it's the title and Earth. So we got Rockman and the new mysterious villain, Mr. X. So Dr. Wily died in the last game, right? I'm trying to think. I'm not sure. I can't recall if he did. If you were supposed to think he died in the last one or not. Maybe, possibly. It doesn't really matter because, like, I mean, Mr. X is here. Mr. X ain't leaving. This is Mr. X's show. Also, yes, I have already decided what lore is going to be in the actual VG Myths video in regards to the big twist. It's gonna be a good one. You're not gonna believe Mr. X's true identity. Okay, 1 second. I'm also going to tweet. I need to get a link to the live stream, and then I will tweet. There we go. That should work. No, I don't think that's gonna work because YouTube is bad. I need to get. It's giving me an incorrect link. One that doesn't work on Twitter. Oh well, I guess it won't work on Twitter. There, I have tweeted. And it decided to work. It didn't work in the preview, but it worked in the not preview. So, yeah, nothing works on Twitter, confirmed. Anyways, good morning! Good morning! I'm competing with the State of Play, apparently. Whoops! Not a big deal to me, though. I got bored of watching those after I realized they didn't announce video games. Good morning! You know why you are here. Rockman 6. It has been a long time coming. I probably should have gotten around to doing all the Rockman games sooner, but hey, now I'm doing 6 right after 5. Can't get on me for being too slow for this one, dagnabbit. So same business as usual. We are going to beat. By the way, how is the audio? Is it too? Looks like it might be a little loud. Okay. So same business as usual. It is a full game run of the entire game. If we get hit, then we got hit. I'm waiting for Rockman to get hit. Get hit. Come on, suck. Yes, there you go. That happens right there. We do this. That happens, that's what happens. We go all the way back to the title screen. We have to beat the entire game. Getting hit is not allowed. Period. The end. No passwords. No, no, that doesn't count, C's. That was unfair. If the game is unfair, tough. We're gonna have to be unfair back. Turn myself up a little? Literally impossible. You're gonna have to turn your own volume up. Okay. So yeah, this is it. I'm a little worried. I have not really practiced enough that I'm comfortable knowing the game is a bit quiet. First, people are telling me that I'm too quiet. Now people are saying the game is too quiet. These are directly conflicting statements. One cannot be true while the other is also true. So I don't know who to trust. Anyway, I'm not feeling super confident in my memorization of all the stages. I feel like I just suck at memorizing things though, because I've put in a lot of time into practicing these stages at this point. I'm starting a little earlier than I'm comfortable with, partially because I'm hoping attempting actual runs will help as practice. So, don't expect a successful run today. But anyway, same thing as usual. I'm gonna real quick just do a run through the game of all the stages to refamiliarize myself. It's not a For Real Reals run yet. It would be nice if it was the For Real Reals run. But yeah, I'm gonna refamiliarize myself, and then it'll be For Real Reals runs. And of course, this run will be great for me explaining everything I'm going to be doing, because I'd like to focus on actual runs. Also there, I turned the game up a little bit. It's probably too loud now, and everybody's gonna be like, we can't hear you, we can't hear you. Enjoy. Okay, recording has officially started. Wait, oh. Okay, it is recording in 60, good. I was a little worried for a second. Actually, give me a second. I just want to make sure it is recording correctly. No, this is recording in 30 FPS, not 60. That's concerning. Technical difficulties, everybody. I wonder, do I have a specific boss order in mind? No, I'm just gonna vibe and see if I do it damageless without even trying. Yeah, I've heard this game is pretty good. Wonder what it's like. Oh, I want... Wait, no. No, that can't be it. I definitely have my monitor set higher than 60 frames a second. I know that. Whoops, 1 second. Good morning. So yeah, the technicals are being very difficult right now. Oh, thank you for the subscription, Kit Ragnall. Four is the most unfair one, definitely. Yeah, it's really unfair in the player's favor. No, wait, five is really really unfair in the player's favor. Okay, I'm recording again. Let's see if this one is actually in 60 FPS. No, this is not an actual run. This is me just recording the video. I'm willing to bet the way I'm doing it for the stream is the better way to do it for a consistent frame rate. But let's just check how that worked. I'm getting some frame drops when recording that way. There is one other thing I'm gonna try and do. 6's Robot Masters either have an easy pattern or a pattern that hurts on the inside to dodge. Which of them have an easy pattern again? Memento. Is there a way to, like, copy the placement of an item in OBS and then, like, put that placement on another thing? Because that would be really convenient if I didn't have to manually resize and readjust the position. Actually, stage select should be a good screen to do this. Yeah, because it fills out the edges. As long as I get rid of the border. Oh, there we go. Duh, it's just aligned with the edge of the screen after I did the crop. Okay. Okay, let's see if this records okay. Also, let's hope that changing one thing I just changed won't mess with the input delay. Yeah, probably did. A little bit. That's gonna be nice. I'm gonna love losing the run to that. Okay, no immediate dropped frames that I'm noticing. Now, you people at home on the live stream might get dropped frames, but that's fine, you're all losers. Okay, yeah, I think that's gonna be good enough, hopefully. If I do still end up with dropped frames, it's at least rare enough that it might be acceptable. Anyways, what was I saying a billion years ago? Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna do a test seize run where I just go through and just like play through each stage to make sure I've got them learned. And then I'll do a for real reels run after. Hopefully multiple for real reels runs after. Okay. Okay. It's finally happening. Let's have go. And I have unmapped the rewind and the turbo and all of that. So I have none of that function on my controller. There's no risk of doing it on accident. Wait. And I need to make sure before starting that I click out of the window so that the window isn't selected. If the game is selected and I click somewhere else, then it will go into the emulator menu. But of course, if I click somewhere else and then exit the emulator menu without reselecting the window, well, then it's fine. It just runs fine. Okay, so yes, in fact, I do have an established stage order. That's really, really important. First stage is Plant Man. I will not spoil why we do Plant Man first, but I'm sure you can take a guess. Now, because it's Plant Man stage, well, one of the reasons we do it first, which I will say, is this is probably the hardest of the initial 8 stages to do Damageless. So we get it out of the way first. Any runs that are going to fail at Plant Man will fail very early. We won't waste very much time. So I have not practiced Plant Man stage as much as the other stages. That is by design, because there's no sense putting that much effort in when it's going to be the first stage. Oh, particularly right here. These gorillas are the worst. I do not really have a really good strat other than spam and pray. And I messed up there by not charging in advance. Okay, this one I have more memorized. It's a weird screen transition, so it's easier to remember. Oh, there it is. Failed run. I should probably just put up a practice notifier here. Practice? Practice? But yeah, if I'm gonna lose anywhere, like, losing at the gorillas, fine. I don't care. Like, I'm really just sort of banking on good RNG of my hand movements for that. That's all intentional. That's how the pros do it. Normally what I'd do here is I'd have that memorized and do that. Aha! Now that I've got much better memorized, because I've had to practice that. Oh, I missed that one. And I forgot about that. There, wonderful. As you can see, I've been practicing so much, and it didn't help. But yeah, this stage is one of the harder ones. 1, for the 2 gorillas, and 2, for that bouncy section at the end. Also, I messed up how you're supposed to fight this. I got distracted by you. It's your fault. What I'm supposed to do is run up to him right at the beginning, but I forgot to do that. Oh, by the way, you're not necessarily going to notice that I'm doing it, but there's a very important aspect of Rockman 6 that is super important for damageless runs. Rockman 6 has a little bit of a special gameplay mechanic in it that none of the other 5 Rockman games on the Famicom have. So Rockman 6, it has this mechanic where randomly, pretty much randomly, you'll press a button and Rockman 6 will go, no. You just straight up want to jump. You tell the game, hey, Rockman 6, I would like Rockman to jump. And Rockman 6 will respond, And then Rockman just doesn't jump. And then the projectile that was coming right out at you that you were like, oh, that's no problem at all. I'll just jump over that. You don't jump over it. It's a very fun mechanic, and especially great design for a damageless run, because you never know what's gonna happen. It's not really clear what causes it either, which is nice. I've tried to research it. I've not found anybody actually bothering to try to figure out why it happens. The general gist seems to be that if you do multiple actions in quick succession, like land from a jump and try to move left and right and try to shoot and try to jump, like in quick succession, then sometimes it'll just be like, well, one of those, let's just forget about that one. There's no way the player wants to do that much at once, you know? Game Champ, when you slide, you can't jump during slide anymore. Yes, that is an intentional mechanic put in the game by the devs. That is slide canceling. That's a new mechanic to Rockman 6. I'm not talking about slide canceling. It's great. Rockman 6 has so much depth to its gameplay that they implemented a slide canceling mechanic. So when you complain about the dropped inputs, there will be people being like, no, no, no. It's not dropped inputs. It's just a terrible mechanic where it seems like dropped inputs, which doesn't help. But yes, slide canceling is a thing. In addition to dropped inputs, they both exist. But so, in order to avoid dropped inputs, you might notice that I'm being very deliberate whenever I jump. I am either going to be jumping after having already been walking for a little bit, because it's safe to jump while mid-run, or I'm going to jump from a standstill, because it's safe to jump from a standstill. If ever you see me jumping, like, at about the same time that I start moving, that is me making a mistake or being backed into a corner where I just sort of have to take the risk. That's not a thing that I should do. Anyway, we did Plantman first, now we go into Flameman. Is this a problem with Legacy Collection, or is it normal? It is in all versions of Rockman 6. I even tried it in the PS1 version, which hypothetically, it shouldn't happen there, because PS1 is is like an actual, like... It's not an emulation. They actually, like, ported it. But apparently there is actually still original Famicom code, even in the PS1 version, because the dropped inputs still happen on PS1. Yeah, I was about to think, like, oh, I guess this is the one where I will have to play the PS1 version. I don't have a choice. Nope, doesn't help. There was also a little while I was in practicing, I was trying to figure out, is there any way to avoid the dropped inputs to make them not happen? And I placebo affected myself into thinking that if you hold up, then the dropped inputs don't happen. If you're just always holding up on the D-pad. I don't think it actually works. I'm pretty sure it doesn't actually work. But I was pretty convinced it did for a while. But I think the reason I was convinced it was working was because something about holding up was making me change my inputs in a way that accidentally avoided it. Not that holding up did it, it's that, like, because I was holding up, I was being more particular in how I jumped. Oh, but by the way, this is why we did Plant Man stage first. Beating Plant Man stage gives you Rush Jet, which is very, very good. I say Rush Jet. Rush Jet is a different thing, but this is the equivalent of Rush Jet in this game. You fuse with Rush and become a jet. It is very good. I don't like Rockman 6 that much, but this is the one good thing about it. They sort of changed all the mobility items. Instead of doing that, it's mobility transformations. There's only 2 of them, unfortunately, and one of them is completely useless. You'll be seeing it, like, twice in the run, other than when there is a transformation-shaped lock. Okay, so now Flameman. So Flameman is hard to do damageless. Very hard to do damageless. Unless you're good at the game. But after a lot of experimenting, I have found a strat. You're gonna see this strat in many of the bosses. Get ready! Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm gonna be pause buffering just to see what move he's going to do. And constantly swapping between jet and standard, because you can't slide while you're while you're in transformation. Okay, so I see he's doing standard firing. I'll keep jet equipped. Okay, so I know this spot is safe. So yeah, we're just gonna be pause buffering through a lot of the bosses in this game. Like, the bosses in Rockman 6, so many of them have attacks that are so difficult to sight read. Like they attack so quickly. You have to respond so fast. And I just can't do that. So I got a pause buffer to see what they're doing. And then once I know what they're doing, I'll be like, okay, now I can dodge. Ooh, close. It gets a little messy when he does the shooting, and I'm not sure where the flames spawn. There we go! That's Flameman! That's also going to be how we fight a lot of the bosses. Luckily, most of them don't take as long. I think Flameman takes the longest because of, like, how frequently you need to do the pause buffering to see his attacks. And, like, you've got to keep repositioning yourself with Jet. Okay, so now that we've done Plant and Flame, we go into Blizzard. We're not going to be going completely in weakness order, but for right now, we Flame to Blizzard is weakness order. We wanted to get these two out of the way first, and now that we have Flame, we go to Blizzard because twofold. One, the weapon that he gives us is decent for mid stages, and two, Blizzard Man is one of the harder ones to do consistently damageless. Now here, this is scary, but boop. I've tested it a million times, and I've never gotten hit by that guy just standing there. So I think that Plant Barrier does spin fast enough that you're safe. That looks scary right there, but I have tested that too. You can stand really far on the edge of this block and still not get hit. Okay, here's a spot that needed a bit of practice. Hopefully I actually remember it. Okay, so I want to be careful when I scroll the screen. I want it to be near the bottom. That way, if he fired a shot, because I was near the bottom, that happens. You'll have room to dodge. Or rather, not even have to dodge. Here I'm being very particular about landing and waiting a second. That way I don't drop an input. It has happened that I just dropped an input jumping on those bombs in one of the easiest platforming segments in the game, and you just flub and die. Still need to find a perfectly legal way to play that one. I have no clue how to play anything WonderSwan in 2024. Oh, just buy a WonderSwan. Well, I mean, you don't have to buy a WonderSwan. Just buy the WonderSwan games legally, and then rip the ROMs from them using your like legally. You have that legal right. So yeah, just be rich. Don't even think about pirating them, by the way. Like, how could you even consider cheating all those hard-working game devs who will never see your money, even if you attempt to give them your money? How dare you cheat them out of the idea that they might have potentially hypothetically been paid once? Also, thank you for the subscription, Blue. Blue92. Oh god, he's way too close. Great start. Oh god. Ooh, that was guaranteed death. Yeah, the WonderSwan is the GBA, except instead of, like, having a bunch of okay games, it just had all of the good ones. Okay. So, okay, now that we've done Blizzard, we are not going to Plant because he's dead. We are going to Tomahawk. Tomahawk is once again one of the harder ones. However, I think I've practiced him enough that he's now one of the ones that I do not dread very much. Especially with pause buffering strats. He's really easy with pause buffering strats, I think. Just once you get a good idea of how he moves. Also, yeah, this theme is fire? No, it's Tomahawk. Hi, Eddie. Also, yeah, so the way that... So there are actually, like, multiple paths in these levels at some points. A lot more frequently than there have been in prior games. This one, it's a choice between a platforming course, which is always the same and pretty easy. It's just sort of a, do you have jet? Yes, no questionnaire. And then the other one has enemies in it. So I made my choice. Oh, this is also the first stage where the split paths becomes important because there are actually 2 different boss doors in a few of the stages. When you remember the Rockman 5 letters in the prior game, the equivalent is the secret boss entrances in 4 of the stages here. And the reward is the same. Spoilers, you get beat. And we will be going for beats. So I will be going out of my way to go to the secret entrances, which is not, like, that far out of my way, because, like, honestly, you sort of finish the stages a bit easier most of the time when you go for the secret exits. See, look at that. This is the next room that I had to go through. Oh geez, oh my. And it's the same boss fight as usual. There's no, like, weirdo thing like they did in the X games where, like, there's actually special bosses in the secret areas. Nope, it's just the same boss. So here, it's important that you stand at a mid-distance so that you can slide under him if he jumps. Oh, I messed up. I kind of actually saw that coming. I won't mess that up in an actual run. But yeah, if he throws, it comes out a little bit later than if he tosses his feathers. So I jumped a bit late, because I was more used to the throw. I was doing so good, I got hit in level 1, like a dozen times. Doesn't help they have the same startup animation? No, they don't. What's my favorite Rockman game? Rockman for the PlayStation Portable. If you're evil, you would know it as as Powered Up. Also, that's a sign I need to get water. Okay, so now it's just full weakness order. And now that we've gotten Tomahawk out of the way, it's just, okay, let's just get rid of the rest first. I actually really do want to get rid of Centaur Man ASAP, but unfortunately, like, I don't wanna fight Centaur Man without his weakness, which is Nightman. I don't want to fight Nightman without his weakness, which is Yamato Man. Well, I guess I've got those 3 lined up. So unfortunately, Centaur Man is one of the trickier damageless ones, and we do fight him a lot later. Oh no! Other than the Oil Man of the Oil Man situation, I do love Oil Man as like his oil slider mechanics. He is an incredible, like, super hard mode. Like a really cool, unique way to play the game. That works as like a really great, like, this is the super duper hard character to play. But, you know, his weapon, the way the oil slider is, it is rewarding if you find ways to use it. Like, it feels really good beating Fireman on hard mode with Oil Man. Like you're friggin' doing oil slider tricks all over the place. How would I rank the Famicom Rockman games? 3, then 2, then 1, then 4, then 6, then 5. Okay, there is an important to note that doesn't come up often, but it does come up for Yamato Man. Yamato Man follows a rule. There was a video I watched. There were some videos. Somebody actually did guides on doing these bosses damageless and learning their AI. They knew it pretty well in depth, and they called it like the rule of 2, I think it was. Rule of 2 or rule of 3. Basically, a lot of the bosses will never do the same move more than twice in a row. So Yamato Man only has 2 moves. So if he does the grounded toss then twice in a row, then you know he's jumping the next time. And vice versa. If he jumps 2 times in a row, you know he's doing a grounded toss next time. There we go. That was a little bit scary. I just don't get Iceman's soldier thing. He's got split personalities. He is simultaneously a commander and a subordinate at the same time, and he's also very adorable. Is Electman weak to Oil Man because they made him the pretty and gay one and he hates getting dirty? I think it's more just because Oil gets on all of his electric stuff and makes the electricity harder to conduct. But also, yes, Electman is the gayest, and I love him so much. I don't know how oil affects electricity. I don't either, but that's probably still the idea. I doubt the devs knew. I doubt they looked it up. They were just like, that vibes. That vibes well enough. Okay, so here... When's Double Dragon without getting hit? Ever. Beat 'em ups, unfortunately, without getting hit are kind of a tougher ask than, like, you know, a platformer where you're in full control a lot of the time. In beat 'em ups, you kind of have to leave yourself vulnerable, like, constantly in order to ever attack anything. It's just sort of a mechanic that you get hit a lot. Which, of course, would make it more impressive if you beat it without getting hit. Like, I mean, here I am talking about, well, you're not designed to not get hit. Says person who beat Pokemon, a turn-based RPG, without getting hit. But still, I'm not planning on doing a beat-em-up Damageless anytime soon. Except for Beautiful Joe. I'm gonna do Beautiful Joe Damageless. That's a bit different, because it's a beat-em-up platformer. Like, you actually do have a lot more control of your positioning and everything in there. God, it's Centaur Man. So Centaur Man is tricky. I hate Centaur Man. Wait, this isn't Centaur Man. Oh my god, I'm stupid! I'm stupid, I'm stupid, I'm stupid! Shut up! Shut up! I have this entire game memorized, okay? Look, I've encountered the secret RNG mechanic where the boss randomly changes into a different guy sometimes. That doesn't count. That doesn't count. He changed himself. They swarm you like flies and there's no room for strategy, somebody said about Final Fight. No, 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 no. No, be careful. There is room for strategy in beat-em-ups. Don't go so far where you're like, oh, it's just literally impossible to be good at this game. No, you can be good at beat-em-ups. It was never fall into that trap. It's just harder. It's harder to be good at beat-em-ups. Like, they're really aggressive about not wanting you to be good at them. Like, friggin', I see it all the time with friggin' Rockman. Like, on Retro Achievements, like, there's achievements for, like... I know there's one for, like, doing the boss rush in this game without getting hit. And there's a lot of comments there. People saying, this is a terrible achievement because some of these bosses are literally RNG. It's literally impossible to do these bosses damageless consistently. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, because I found the consistent strats. You just have to try, turns out. And when they did point out mechanics that are quote-unquote RNG, they pointed out stuff like, well, you'll see it with Centaur Man. Centaur Man is a popular one to declare RNG, even though Centaur Man does not have significant RNG. The player is practically in control of Centaur Man. Oh. That was fun. I'm glad this is practice. There, that's what I should do. Just go right up front. I definitely have not practiced this particular screen enough. Is there a reason why the water is upside down? Awful presumptuous of you to say that the water being on the ceiling is upside down. What was? Whoa! You're really just coming out and saying in public that you really think that all water should be on the floor. Okay, now Centaur Man. So Centaur Man has a mechanic to his freeze move. People have said that the freeze is literally just random. It's just random whether or not he freezes you and you get hit because you just got frozen. This is false. He will only freeze if he if he is not in invulnerability frames. If you hit him and he's in invulnerability frames, he is not allowed to freeze you. You are in control of whether or not he is capable of freezing you. Crap. I messed up. Oh, like there. I messed up. I should have shot him faster. Roll isn't a Robot Master, is she? There isn't actually such a thing as Robot Masters canonically, so, like, no. Nobody is a Robot Master. That is an idea that was invented by Capcom of America's instruction manual team. Quote-unquote instruction manual team, meaning whoever happened to be in the office at the time that they needed the instruction manual. Yeah, Robot Master does sort of... It serves a purpose in getting the idea across that they are, you know, the humanoid boss robots at the end of the initial 8 stages. I do try to avoid it, however, because, like, there is the idea that was invented by the Capcom of America instruction manuals, which is they're called Robot Masters because they're controlling all of the robots, you see. They're robots that are controlling all of the other robots. Which that's not a thing. The Mets aren't under mind... The Mets in Windman stage aren't under mind control of Windman. They're just cute little guys. I much prefer the actual true canon that Mets are just cute little guys. Wasn't this the first Rockman game to have Robot Masters that weren't from Japan? No, because it doesn't have Robot Masters because they don't exist! Also, yes, that is partially why this game has sort of like, you know, like an around-the-world theming to it. Where you're literally going around the world to all these themed locations. Because it was the first game where they actually had bosses designed outside Japan. I have literally forgotten if there are any more of the cannon guys up ahead. No. That's right, there's no enemies here. Just platforming. The story of Rockman X, or Rockman 6 has Mr. X, in quotation marks, hosting a tournament to determine the strongest fighting robot. Then he steals them to take over the world. Don't forget the part where Mr. X, who, it's really weird that you put his name in quotation marks. Are you trying to misgender Mr. X? Are you trying to say that he's not really Mr. X? Holy crap. Holy crap. I cannot believe this prejudice against Mr. X that I am hearing. But don't forget the most important Mr. Twitter. but look, don't forget that don't not give Mr. X credit. Mr. X was actually the mastermind behind Rockman's 1 through 5. He was actually the true mastermind who was behind Dr. Wily all along. How can you forget just how much of a supervillain Mr. X is? Poor Dr. Wily, poor innocent Dr. Wily, being manipulated by this evil monster. Are you hungry? Are you hungry? Are you hungry? Hi, hon. Are you hungry? Are you so hungry in your knees, hon? Is your name hon? I love you. Is your name hon? I love you. Your name is hon. I have 700 cat foods here. 1, 2, 700. Would you like 700 cat foods? No, hon, I'm not going to give you 800 cat foods. Don't be unreasonable. Oh my. Okay, just for you, I'll give you 500 billion cat foods. Just because you're so persistent. Jeez, one of these days, hon, one of these days, you're gonna get more cat food. One of these days, you're gonna get more cat food. What are you gonna think then? You're gonna think about all this cat food you got. I like cats. I like cats named Hon. Are you cats named Hon, hon? Are you cats named Hon? I love you so much. Because your name's Han. Han? What are you doing? I got food right here. We've got cat food. We've got cat food to eat. Did you know that cat food is actually the only food for cats? It's true. It's made just for you and has vitamins and nutrients and ingredients. Getting 700 billion cat foods. You're gonna take all of the cat food and all of the nutrients Such a hungry boy. One of these days, hon, one of these days, I'm gonna give you cat food. One of these days, I'm gonna give you cat food. Oh my, it's cat food. Are you hungry? Here's cat food for you. It's cat food for the hungry cat. Only for the hungry cat. Oh, you must be hungry. Here you go, cat food. Such a good boy eating hungry cat food for cats. We actually ate almost all of your breakfast. Such a good boy. Okay, good morning everybody, I'm back. Wait a second, my mind's blanking. I can't remember whether or not I gave Han cat food. I'm gonna be right back and go give Han 770 billion thousands cat foods. Good morning. This one is fun. I tested. You are completely safe here. our first beat use. You're not going to see him too often in this run, but you will see him. Hey, Game Champ, can you remind us if you gave your cat food? No. No, I gave him cat food. Now, somebody was saying earlier that the bosses in Rockman 6 range from, like, easy to ludicrous. I guess I can sort of... Like, Windman is easy. Every single other boss, I am not comfortable attempting to fight Damageless. Maybe Plant Man. I guess Plant Man I'm a little bit also comfortable to fight Damageless. But even then, I get worried about Plant Man. Is Centaur Man our first proper female boss, or is he a trans mask king? Centaur Man is whatever he wants to be. I ain't gonna go applying labels to Centaur Man. That's Centaur Man's job. So here, I was, like, split paths. This seems tricky until you learn it. And it's way easier to do this secret path than it is to go the upper path. I didn't know that wall stays destroyed? Yep. Yeah, destructible objects will stay destroyed if you, like, you move off screen. Now, another important reason that we came this path. Bam! 4 extra lives, baby! We are set for the rest of the game. Okay, now this is one of the bosses where I am not incredibly super confident doing this damageless every time. I put in a lot of practice. There's an element to it that is still a little bit of a question mark. But I've decided that it's good enough. Okay, got it. So yeah, there is risk there at the top. So when you hit that with the power adapter, it reverses direction immediately because of the way you do that and interrupt its movement patterns, the timing on when it drops its bombs in its arc will be different every time, because you are interfering with its timing. And sometimes it is possible for them to drop a bomb in a way that it will hit you in the left corner. Which is weird, because it won't hit you in the left corner if it drops it while it's moving, like, up and down there all the time. It can drop it while moving up and down there, and then the bomb doesn't hit you. So it's sort of a weird thing where, like, sometimes it'll hit you there, and sometimes it won't. I'm guessing it has to do with whether it is moving up or down, or if it's, like, just, you know, it ends up being able to drop it slightly further to the left while it's moving into the corner. Something like that. But yeah, it only happens rarely, thankfully. So I'm confident in that strat enough compared to any other strat that I have found. That is a litter box. For a second I was worried that Han was retching. That is a very scary Met. This one is a very scary Met. Did you hear the news about Kingdom Hearts coming to an end? I'll believe it when I see it. I remember when it was announced that the Dark Seeker saga was ending with Kingdom Hearts 3. Good times. I'm still in the middle of Dark Seeker, the game. Play as Dark Seeker Edition. This is the only room in the entire game where we actually use wind against random enemies. Wow, it has never taken this many tries. I'm talking about Kingdom Hearts Dark Road, the gimmick of which is that you play as the Dark Seeker. And also it was the literal next game that came out after Kingdom Hearts 3. Ostensibly the final game in the Dark Seeker saga. Now, of course, what he probably meant, what Nomura probably meant, is that this is the end of the Dark Seeker saga in, like, the timeline order of the games. It's not like the last time we're going to be doing Dark Seeker saga stuff. It's just the last end of the Dark Seeker saga in the timeline. And then the Dark Seeker saga was continued in Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory. So, I don't know. I guess that one doesn't count-sies. I guess Nomura was like, well, that doesn't count-sies. That's not really for real Dark Seeker stuff. It's only sort of Dark Seeker stuff. Can't wait for Kingdom Hearts 4 when we find out that in fact the final boss was the Dark Seeker all along. But yeah, no, like, I saw that stuff about Kingdom Hearts quote-unquote ending, and that's really getting blown out of proportion. Like, it was the most non-committal Nomura being like, yeah, Kingdom Hearts might hypothetically end at some point in the future. And everybody's just like, I can't believe Kingdom Hearts is ending tomorrow! And Nomura is personally coming to your house to kill you! Crap, what boss is this? I hope it's not the one I think it is. Oh god, it's the one I think it is. Okay, this is one of the scariest bosses in the game. You have to put yourself in mega danger every time you try to attack. And on top of that, you're not even fully safe in the quote-unquote safe spot at the left edge. How far into the game is this? Mr. X Stage 2. There are 4 Mr. X stages, and then you've beaten the game. Wait, no, this is Mr. X Stage 3, I'm sorry. There's nothing after X4? Yes, huh? 0. You know what's a really scary thought? Whether or not a series continues or not, most of us will grow old enough to see series like Mario become public domain. No. Most of us will be dead before Mario goes public domain, the way that copyright is currently set up. The vast majority of us will be dead before Mario goes public domain. Mario is old enough that he should be in the public domain. But no, no. You see, the way copyright currently works is it's life of the author plus, 50,000 years, somewhere around there. You know, to give the author a good faith opportunity to make a living off of their work. How can you possibly expect the author to make a good faith living off of their work if they can't hold on to the copyright for at least a century after their death? I didn't know life of the author was a factor. Yeah, it shouldn't be. It should, if it's going to be, you'd think it would just be life of the author, period, the end. The idea that it's life of the author, but then also some extra years, is bizarre. It's just so blatant. Well, we gotta give an extra century or two to Disney. It wouldn't be fair if Disney didn't own Mickey Mouse. I mean, they're known for owning Mickey Mouse. One of my friends thinks copyright should be abolished, like as a concept. You know, the thing is, I wouldn't go that far, specifically because I think copyright is important as a way to protect smaller creators from corporations. I think the idea of a corporation owning a copyright should be abolished. Absolutely. I don't think corporations should have the ability to own copyrights. I think the concept of a corporation owning an idea is absolutely not an idea. They're not people. They can't have ideas. That's not how ideas work. Unfortunately, the U.S. Supreme Court considers corporations people in some circumstances. Yes, in the circumstances that benefit the corporations. Now, when it comes to, like, you know, facing legal repercussions for, you know, a murder or two, I mean, can't arrest an executive? What are you thinking? It's just their job to murder. Who is this boss? Is this Metonger Z? Oh my god! Oh, that was a dropped input! I was about to jump to attack there, and it dropped my input. That is the first dropped input in this run. Luckily, it was not a fatal dropped input. That's not bad RNG if it's the first one. Keep in mind, it's only the first one because I've been deliberately avoiding making inputs that are likely to result in a dropped input. I am actively avoiding them as a strategy. What causes dropped inputs? It's difficult to say exactly. But in general, it is believed that they happen when you're doing multiple actions at the same time. In quick succession, rather. Not necessarily literally frame perfectly same time. But like if you land from a jump... I've noticed with Rush Jet, if you land from a jump and then attempt to jump soon after, there is likely to be a dropped input there. Like, it lasts for a decent amount of time. It's not guaranteed. Sometimes, like a lot of the time, you will jump normally. You'll jump just fine. It's just it doesn't happen all the time, and that's the problem. But usually, if you attempt to jump while at a standstill, or after you've already been running for a little bit, then you're safe. Oh god, this part! I have practiced this a lot. Let's see if I remember exactly what to do at every single moment. There we go. You gotta be very careful about your movement there. Those birds are the most dangerous enemy in the game of all of, like, the standard enemies. Do I use retro achievements? Absolutely. I am addicted to retro achievements. Retro achievements has replaced how I casually play retro games permanently. Yeah, the only reason I'm I'm not doing retro achievements Rockman 6, getting the Damageless achievement for Rockman 6 is that one doesn't exist. And two, for VG myths, I prefer to do official hardware, official releases. Okay, time for the hard part. Whew. Yeah, that part at the end is scary as heck. Whew. And that Very quick, but stressful considering you have to get really close to actually land those hits. All right, everybody, here it is. Could you believe Mr. X was blues all along? Oh my god! This changes everything! Wow, and now we've got 4 more stages? Who saw this one coming? See, I am pretty confident so far in how many of these stages I'm actually able to, like, do consistently. Any dropped inputs yet? Yes, just one. Luckily, it was a non-fatal one. But it doesn't matter because we're in practice. Now, one unfortunate thing, I was really hoping to route out something better. But I need more Centaur Flash for this stage. I got incredibly lucky. I just got more Centaur Flash from the literal first enemy. But I'm going to be farming for weapon energy. Whoops. I'm going to be farming for weapon energy in this spot against this enemy for a while. Hopefully not as long, since I got a really lucky drop right there at the beginning. Is beat as important in this game as in 5? Unfortunately, no, because beat will not damage bosses anymore, not even the final boss. But he does get some use in the middle of in the middle of stages, like once or twice, against a couple enemies. Alright, you know what? Since it's practice, I'm just gonna accept this is gonna be good enough. It's probably enough ammo. In an actual run, I wouldn't risk going in with with stuff unfilled this much. But you know, for the sake of time, it is only practice. Yeah, for obvious reasons, Centaur Flash is very good on these screens. Now here, it is very important I don't mess this up. Number 1, do not try, there's a platform on the next screen. Do not land on it. Do not attempt to land on it. Just fall past it. If you attempt to land on it, remember I said when you land from jet, you're pretty likely to drop inputs? You don't have that much time to jump after landing on the platform coming down below here, and it will automatically flip if you land on it pretty quickly. So, if you drop input trying to jump down there, you lose. So you want to hit jet about halfway through that upper screen, and that'll slow you down enough to land here. If you don't start jetting early enough, like on the upper screen, you cannot land over here. If like you only start jetting the moment you appear on that screen. And that allows us to skip a bunch of enemies in difficult rooms to save ammo, as well as we can get some ammo ourselves. Am I remembering properly what the next screen is? No, I'm not. I remember it now. Now I remember what the next screen is. I was thinking of the next screen. Actually, I need a lot of silver tomahawk, so... Thank you very much for the subscription, Snowat. You love these Damageless Rockman runs? Thank you. I love them too. I mean, I'm not sure why I'm saying thank you. It's not like I invented Damageless Rockman runs. They invented themselves. Or if you ask the YouTube comment section, Rome Mithril invented them. Shoutouts to Rome Mithril, by the way. This is Wily 1. Oh, I should have filled Blizzard actually. This is one of the scariest fights in the game. Who at first I was thinking might be like a bit RNG. Like I wasn't sure I could find a consistent strategy. I have in fact found a consistent damageless strategy against this boss. However, it's still very scary and easy to mess up. So, number one important information to know is you are safe as long as you are in this corner when the dragon fires its fire. It's not necessarily never going to fire in a way that it will go into this corner, I don't think. If I remember correctly, there are, it can fire the fire at an angle where it does go in here, but the angle it fires the fire is based on your position. So, if you are already positioned here, then the angles work out that you're safe. But, so anyway, we start off by using all of our Blizzard to waste its HP as much as possible. Then, we switch to the stressful part. So I'll do it a couple times. I'll let you try and figure out what specifically I'm doing. Okay, so what I'm doing is I wait until it fires its first flame. Its first flame in a set of flames. And then I have flower barrier equipped. I jump up, and this is important, something that you wouldn't necessarily notice. I need to be careful to not let my flower barrier break on that first flame. If the first flame lands directly in front of Rockman, and you try and jump on the floating platform, you can lose your barrier on that flame and then get hit by the second flame. So you need to make sure you avoid flower barrier breaking on the first flame, jump onto the platform while activating flower barrier. And then you do not touch the D-pad anymore. You just swap to spear. And then spam spear a bit. You've got plenty of ammo. You don't have to worry about wasting it. Just spam spear, hoping that one of them hits the dragon. And I have never gotten hit as long as I did it like that. Either the flower barrier will protect me from the second flame, or I dodge the next flame completely and land in this corner safely. Because the way the floating platform works, you don't have to move yourself back into the corner. It will automatically drop you off into the corner totally safely. As long as you jump onto the platform correctly, then you are safe. Oh my god! I was so busy explaining I had the wrong weapon equipped! Look! Look, their colors are so similar, okay? Okay! Friggin' pink! Friggin' pink! They're both pink! What am I gonna do? It's your fault I got hit, okay? I can't believe you've done this! But yeah, other than that, you can see that the strategy works. As long as you do the strategy, it works. Now, very luckily, you see, even though we did weapon refilling, we're really low. We don't have any blizzard attack. We use a bunch of Yamato spear and plant barrier. Good news. This is a really good and easy safe farming spot. You got two enemies in a row who don't have like a fast start to their movement. And it is completely safe to just jump over here, spam 3 shots each, and just keep going until they drop weapon ammo. Much, much simpler and less stressful than the other one. Maybe this is faster. Just doing the one guy. But, you know, being able to respawn him that much more quickly. WTF, another Rockman game? When will this madness end? Well, this is the 6th game. Guess how many there are on the Famicom. That's right, next Damageless run is going to be Wily and Right No Rock Board. You got it. I'm a Kalinka main. Gonna be honest, she's pretty OP. Like, the Necronomicon strats are simply demonic. We're going to be doing the other Rockman games not on the Famicom. The plan is that once I finish Rockman 6, I'm allowed to do whatever I want. That's when I experience freedom. Man, I don't need that much wind. You can do whatever you want, like stay up late and say words like, "Oh dear God, I'm so sorry that I let Zack Attack say that in here. Give me a second while I permaban Zack Attack. Jesus. Is Miss Game Champ gonna do Tears of the Kingdom without pausing? Tears of the Kingdom I am saving for when I am out of financial debt. Which I was trying to keep more on the down low. But, screw it. I've already said it on stream before. It's an open secret now. To be clear, I'm saving to play it casually until I am out of financial debt. Yeah, not having hands the year that Tears of the Kingdom came out wasn't a fun experience. Tears of the Kingdom has a lot of baggage attached to it, and I'd like to enjoy it when I play it without thinking of that baggage. I hope you get out of debt when it's the funniest possible moment for it to happen. Finally! After all these years, I've paid off my debt! Good news, everybody! This morning, Congress just passed the No More Debt Bill. All debt has been forgiven. And everybody who was already in debt gets a free bonus of $500,000 as an apology for all their debt. So yeah, we might be here a while. I don't think I've gotten a single big drop yet. have I played the Rockman RPGs like Battle Network and Star Force? I played Battle Network 1 and 2 as a kid, and I absolutely love both of them so super duper much. Battle Network 2 is actually what got me into the franchise in the first place. But I still have not gotten around to actually playing through all of them. I'm totally going to. Any minute now. When I'm not busy. There we go. All right, once again, I wouldn't want to do this with this much missing on these in a real run, but this is only practice. Rude. What is my favorite Rockman game? I already answered this earlier in the stream. Take a guess. I friggin' whine about how good it is all the time. Wow, so many wrong answers. It's Rockman for the PlayStation Portable. Who is this? I did the dragon. Who else is there? I did the wall climber. I did Metonger. It's the tank. Oh, God! Oh, crap, I might need more wind for this. I forgot about this. I completely forgot that I need wind here. Yeah, this one's scary. Yeah, so, you just got... you're constantly losing ground to it, so don't miss. If you fire a bit too far away, it'll just flub past. And so yeah, you're just under a time limit there to make sure you don't miss and keep hitting it and don't mess up the timing so that you get hit by a bubble. You gotta do it timed so that you always intercept the bubble with your shot. So lots of preciseness over a course of a couple seconds. And yes, I did test for a while to see if there was, like, an easier strat that takes longer but is better, because, you know, you can push it back, and I was thinking, well, maybe I can find a strat where I just keep pushing it back more than it can come forward. I could not find that strat. You're just always losing ground. And once it reaches the left edge of the screen, you getting hit. You're not gonna go, oh, I'm good at dodging, so I'm not gonna get hit. That's not a thing anymore. Whoops! Oh well. You know what they say! Touch yellow, you'll die! That's not the quote. Okay, let's see. First is Blizz. Please don't get that close as your first move. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ooh. Yeah, Blizz is stressed. Luckily he's faster this time since we've got his weakness. Is this really a practice run? No, I just thought it would be a funny prank if I said it was practice and tricked everybody into thinking it wasn't. It was practice, and that way nobody would get excited when I finish the run. What would an egg be on their face? Tomahawk. By the way, for the record, the way I'm holding the controller right now is claw style. My thumb is holding the square button down to keep the charge, and then my pointer finger is touching the, it's actually the touchpad on the PS4 controller. I have the touchpad mapped to the start button. Why the touchpad and not the shoulder button? Well, I guess I technically never thought of that, but touchpad makes more sense as like a start button, right? I guess technically, you know, I guess it would make more sense for it to be a shoulder button, but no. No, I'm not gonna be weird. I'm not gonna be weird and put the start button on the shoulder button. That's cheating. How could you even accuse me of cheating like that? Is rebinding buttons against the rules because you couldn't in the OG? I would not consider that to be like a like an actual new feature of the game that actually affects gameplay in a tangible way. I would disallow simultaneous left and right inputs, things that are literally impossible on the original controller, but just mapping buttons to your controller, I would not consider that like out of the bounds of the original game. Crap! Ah, this is bad. Oh, I messed up. I should have just immediately dropped. So yeah, Centaur Man is hard. I hate Centaur Man so much. Centaur Man's gonna end runs at the end. I know it's gonna happen. Okay. Yamato Man is at the top, so this is Nightman. Look at that! Look at that! We actually beat a boss without pausing. Back to pausing. I'm gonna be honest, I sort of gave up on actually doing it damageless after I already got hit by Centaur. I would have been pausing a lot more there. Okay, final boss time. Okay, so all I need is Silver Tomahawk and Plant Barrier. Hi, Eddie. Oh, you're so nice! You actually gave something I could use. So, unfortunately, Wily Machine 6 is super boring. All of his phases are all weak to Tomahawk. They're all the same. There's no variation whatsoever. It's so boring. So, but we don't have enough ammo, so we will have to space out our ammo a bit with charge shots. So yeah, I waited a little bit. Could probably have waited a little bit more safely to wait out the timer for Wily to finally show up. Now he's here. And Plant Barrier for safety. Okay, I would not have done that in the real run, but I was thinking maybe I can save some Plant Barrier. It looks like it's going to go below me. Nope, it's still curved. I was stupid for even thinking I could save ammo. I don't even care anymore. I got this boss learned. I can do it. Okay. That's Rockman 6! There's practice done! So as you can see, it's impossible, and I'm never going to actually manage this. 1 second. I want to practice Centaur Man a bit. I want to do Centaur Man consistently. I think that's the big thing. Like, come on, he's one of the main bosses, and I was pathetic on both of the attempts for that run. And then after this, we're going to get into at least one actual run attempt. No. That was very much a I messed up. Okay, he's giving me good RNG here. So don't have to worry about like, dodging his bullets. Is that Centaur Man? Maybe if Centaur Man wants to be. Whew. I never want to say do a perfect run of a game because I would get too frustrated and it would ruin the experience. Well, keep in mind, I'm not trying to do Rockman 6 Damageless because I'm like, you know, Rockman 6 is a fun game. I like to play Rockman. I'd like to play Rockman 6, have a little fun with Rockman 6. That is not the mindset that goes into a Damageless run. I'm not trying to experience Rockman 6 in any capacity. I know, this is also your job. Well, that's not what I mean. That's not what I mean. Regan, I was still wanting to do Damageless runs even before it was my job. I mean, it's a different experience. You're saying you would ruin the experience, but doing a game Damageless is a different experience. It wouldn't be ruined. You can't ruin doing a game Damageless by trying to do it Damageless because that's the goal. That's the whole point. Yeah, I know what you mean. I guess I'm just being pedantic over phraseology. Oh, he moved sooner than I expected. Can Centaur Man warp on top of you at complete random? No, he warps on top of you intentionally on purpose. He warps to your position at the time that he teleports out. Centaur Man's most powerful attack, walking. Genuinely, yes. That is the scariest attack he has. Okay, what I've been doing wrong is I've been too greedy trying to get damage in. I should have been keeping further ahead so I could use Jet. Even there, right there, I used Jet too late. He could have frozen me if he wanted to. He chose not to freeze me. Oh, dang! That was actually a planned, okay, I'll kill him with this hit, but then I just did it too soon. Less disappointed with that, because that was mistakes in timing are more forgivable than mistakes in strategy. There we go. I can't get over the fact that his shots just barely fly over Rockman's head. I have not thought about that. You know, I think the idea is he's more of a, he's being more crafty and trying to hit me. He's not trying to hit me with the bullet. He's trying to hit me with the explosion when it lands. It's one of them. It's one of them special weapon patterns. But even the rebound flies over you. This is true, but he walks into me and forces me to jump. Haha. He forces me to jump. Then what am I gonna do, huh? Crap. Crap. This is very bad. Oh crap, this is very, very bad. Whoops. Expected him to be further to the left. Just realized Game Champ is trans femme, and her greatest obstacle in this game is a trans mask. Oh god, the two genders. dead. Okay, if I get it this time, then I'm good to go and I'm gonna do a run. Okay, there we go. All right, I am just going to do a run now. This is run number 1. I hadn't figured out the layout yet. Just everybody memorize that this is run number 1, okay? I'll add a deaths counter later. Oh, that Mr. X, he makes me so mad. Oh, I can't believe Mr. X is gonna try and take over the world. What a mean guy. Grr, rough. So mad. It was friggin' I can't believe he tricked us into hating Dr. Wily this entire time. God, poor innocent Dr. Wily. I feel so bad for how I mistreated Dr. Wily. Okay, well, oh, that's right. I have to do Plant Man stage. So this run is going to be a failure. There's no way. It is planned that I'm going to lose like 1 in 5 runs at least to Plant Man. Hi, Eddie. Thank you so much. Oh, whoa, whoops! I'm not sure if I couldn't turn around or if I just messed it up. Got lucky, though. Oh, there it goes! On a gorilla, not a surprise. Okay, now I've got to actually do a death counter. Should I edit practice? Am I really so evil? I will copy practice. And this one will have a background, and I'll just put it at, like, the top left. Okay, cool. That'll be good for now. It'll get more. I'll have to adjust it a little if ever I have to edit the text. Was there a lot of light flashing in this one? I don't recall any. I think this one's relatively safe. Was Rockman 5 the game where I did one of the lower, like a lower left boss first or something? Because for some reason I keep wanting to go lower left first. But Plant Man is just regular left. Wave Man is in the lower left. Okay, that's it. I'm used to Rockman 5. Ah, again. I'm gonna have to adjust it because it's sort of like 2 is slightly covered up. Oh, I know what I can do about that. I'll add spaces so it's actually width-wise going into the game a bit, but the game is legally a higher window, so I don't have to. So that works. Whoops. So yeah, the run doesn't really for real start until we finish Plant Man. I guess it's kind of similar to Rockman 5 in the same way. Like, Rockman 5, it was Wave Man stage. Like, the run doesn't really for real starts until we finish Wave Man. Like, that's the hardest stage in the game. There we go. Got the quick kill. Oh my god! Could you, like, give me any good RNG whatsoever? So rude. We haven't even gotten to the hard part of the stage yet. Oh my god! Just do it. Just do it. I don't care anymore. Okay, that one was on you? Well, no, he decided to do bullets instead of punching. That was all him. He decided to do the move that was inconvenient for me. Oh my god. That may have been a dropped input, but I'm not completely certain. I either messed up the jump input and did it like too early, or that was a dropped input. But it's difficult to say. Oh my god! All bullets, all the time. What's bullet versus punch chance? I don't know. One or the other. There we go. Yeah, as you can see, fist is way better. One fist and I had enough time to take him out. Compared to the other time when he did 3 bullets in a row. Oh my god! Oh my god, you finally do fist! After all these years! After all these years, you finally punch me! There we go. Just punch, just punch, just punch! Holy God! Oh, thank you. So polite. How long does it usually take to plan your route for these Damageless runs? Usually not that long. Turns out a lot of the games have had very, like, definite, oh, this is just the way to go routes. Like, where you just sort of end up following in weakness order. This one, I think, has been one of the harder ones to actually route, because there's no really perfect options. Like, hence you see right here. If I had a better weapon for these gorillas, this would not be anywhere near as big a deal. But what you get for beating this stage is just so important for every other stage that it's worth it to do it first. Because, like, I mean, like, the best weapon that I can think of for those gorillas would be Flame. But Flame Man, I cannot safely defeat Flame Man without Jet. And you get Jet from Plant Man. Then Blizzard Man, I wouldn't dare fight Blizzard Man without his weakness, Flame. And I gotta beat Flame Man for that. Oh my god! What's with the buzzing? Wait, is my mic looks... Is my mic way louder than it should be? I think my mic is actually way louder than it should be. Test 1, 2? Yep, there. That's much more what it's supposed to be. Jesus. Thank you for letting me know. How long ago did it volume? Yeah, it's just an issue that this mic has... Well, it's not so much this mic. I've had it with other microphones. It seems to just be a Windows thing. Because sometimes Windows just decides, you know what? Your mic's actually going to be 50,000 times, and I got to unplug and replug it to fix it. Okay, good. It was only like a minute ago. Good. I preferred it louder. Too bad. There, it's a little bit louder. But based on your reactions, it didn't actually end up getting as loud as it often does. Usually, it's like, it decides to go up like 50 decibels. So it's just completely blown out audio. Oh my god. By the way, it is worth noting, dodging those bullets is trickier than it looks. Probably should have mentioned this a long time ago. There's lag when the bullets appear on screen, and then the lag goes away as the bullets go off screen. And they go off screen while you're still in the middle of dodging them. Try peeking your mic so we know what to look out for. Are you telling me to increase my mic's volume by 50 decibels? Just to give you a nice little heads up of what would be incredibly horrifying for you to hear? You know, just a heads up, everybody. You know, it would really suck if you got stabbed. So let's just give everybody a practice stab. Just so you have an understanding of what it would feel like if I were to stab you. Finally, you can know what being stabbed is like. Yeah! First post-gorilla run! Now time to get hit here because this is impossible. Oof. First try, baby! Cool. Let me get some water. Oh, I never even mentioned. I'm really proud of this one. How I get through here safe. Looks cool. Hitting them with the back of the shield. First try. Okay, I see why that jet is a big deal. You're about to see why it's an even bigger deal. Oh, I got him. Woo! That was close. For the record, when I said first try, I meant, like, of the first attempt that reached Flame Man stage was a successful one of Flame Man stage. That is what I meant by that. Okay. Blizz has me worried. I predict runs will end on Blizz. Potentially in the refight. Oh crap. I messed up. Whew. I have messed up multiple times. There we go! Woo! Lizard Man's little ski dance is neat. I disagree. It is terrifying. It should not exist. I honestly feel a little bit not the super best about the fact that my strat on so many of these bosses involves pause buffering constantly, non-stop. Probably gonna be a little difficult to make footage, to get footage for that to work in the actual VG Myths episode, because it was already hard enough with Rockman 5 when I did a lot of pausing in there. I did do a lot of editing around that to edit out the weapons menu. I just like cut the segment where I fiddled around the weapons menu with the pauses. Gonna have to do a lot of that here too. But like, I'm gonna be honest, I feel like it's necessary. I don't think I'm gonna no pause this. Wait, Tony Hawk Man? Oh, crap. T-Hawk. Tony Hawk. Oh my god. I could have been doing something like that with that this entire time. Should I? I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm I'm not sure. I feel like that goes a little bit too much into like doing culture jokes, which I'm not so comfortable with. Yeah. Thank you, Eddie. Okay, yeah, I know for a fact that when I do the video, because of course, obviously, I am going to successfully beat this game Damageless. What's any doubt in anybody's mind? When I do the video, I'm gonna mention make sure you take the path up the ladder. This is the only way that you can obtain this E-Tank. No, wait. It's a bit out of the way and more difficult than the lower path, but by taking the risk, you can get an E-Tank. Man! The main thing to know about Battle Network 4 is it's weird that... Oh, you're talking to somebody else. And also, I don't want to read that, because spoilers. I just want... When I play Battle Network 4, I just want to play it. If there's missables and stuff, and like I'm gonna have to do a whole extra playthrough because I didn't know about these things, I am fine with that. It's so worth it to not have to... Like, I used to fall into that trap of like, oh, whoa, you mean like if you don't... If like, there's these really obviously missable things, and if you don't get them, you can't get the true ending? Oh, jeez. But like, the mystery and immersion you get of going through a game guideless is so worth it. Like, I'm okay with having to do a second playthrough if it means that that first playthrough gets to be so much more special. Oh, good. He's doing the bad RNG right out of the gate. Thank you so much, Tomahawk Man. This other one genuinely is more fun without a guide on MHO. Well, I was specifically talking in the context of like, oh, there's so many missables, that kind of thing. But like Zelda 1, there aren't. It really is just like finding the stuff is the game. I think very much depends on how much time you have to spend wandering around. I don't want to place any like, oh no, this is how you gotta play the game. If you play a game any other way, you're just simply not playing video games. I want to try and avoid getting into like that. I'm just saying for me, my own personal experience. I mean, Breath of the Wild had a true ending. Well, technically, but, like, that's a case where it's not missable. And it, like, if the player is trying to... If the player is actively trying to like, go, okay, I want to do everything in Breath of the Wild, a guide is not necessary for them to know whether or not they've satisfied the criteria for the true ending. Because you will know that you have stuff missing if you try to beat the game and not have satisfied the criteria. You'll know that you might not necessarily know what specifically you need to get the true ending, but you'll at least know that you have stuff missing. You'll know it's possible that you won't get the true ending. That's information you'll always have. Like what I was talking about is a context like a game where, like, you know, it's impossible to get the true ending unless you buy this really expensive item the very first time that you walk into the shop, because if you walk out of the shop and then try to come back in to buy it, they'll actually raise the price, and then if you walk back out and back in again, they'll raise the price again. And also, if you walk out and come back in again, the shopkeeper will say, actually, I sold that, you can't have it. And also you need that item to get the true ending. That is an actual real example. There is no indication whatsoever that this item is important, by the way. And this is right at the beginning of the game. This is tutorial zone. And there's true ending. Now it's important to note, this game is designed around being able to miss the true ending. It's weird. It's actually like a main function of the game is, oh yeah, the true ending is missable. And you've got lots of opportunities to miss it. Oh, I guess I never explained. The strat here is that they just drop the bombs in front of you, and the bomb's explosion radius is not... It's not long enough to actually hurt you. So, just stand still. There is not, in fact, content in that room. I tried to 100% in an RPG, but not, I won't spoil which one it is, but not do you have to play it twice. I'm not sure what that means, but I missed my chance for 100% in the true ending because I talked to an NPC too early. Yep. Always fun when the game is like, you talked to an NPC? You initiated conversation? What a loser! Oh God, that reminds me of Cave Story. If you talk to this NPC, then there is a cutscene where they die. The only way for this character to survive is if you sequence break and avoid talking to them. Their wounds are not fatal if you do not talk to them. We were just talking about that. I imagine so. Sorry, I've got to focus on the game. Okay, I just beat Tomahawk, so I am fight. What stage am I in? Is this Nightman? It can't be Nightman yet. I'm in Yamato? Really? For some reason I thought Yamato was way later. Yeah, that makes sense with regards to the weapons I have, but... Wow, that's weird. God, I gotta be more careful here. Everybody's gonna catch on that this is a task, and I haven't even played this game before. Okay, you're definitely gonna do a throw because you just jumped twice in a row. And now you're definitely gonna jump. Unless you're dead. No, I don't have enough time to kill you. Nice! I need more water. You know, I'm wondering if what it was is... maybe I changed my route in practice at some point, and I used to fight Yamato a little bit later. Maybe that's why I got confused. I did change my route in practice a little bit. It used to be that I fought Blizzard Man later on than I do now. Now he's third. He used to be, like, near the end. And then I was like, well, no, he's such a tricky boss. I should get him out of the way ASAP. Crap. I should have practiced it. That's right, I remember now. I used Flame. For some reason I didn't use Flame in practice. Whoa! Whoops! Hi, Eddie. Oh, I love you so much, Eddie. You're so nice. By the way, this is actually harder than it looks if you're not cheesing it with Jet. The bouncies here, if you hit them straight on, then you'll just bounce up and down really fast. But if you hit them while moving, then they actually bounce you forward, which gets very disorienting. The wall boss is one of the harder bosses in the run, definitely. There is a strat that is consistent, but you need to be very careful. It's one where you're just constantly on your toes. You do not want to attack, do you? Jesus! Oh my god, Nightman! What is... What? Oh my god! Oh no! Oh, Nightman! Oh, he just didn't have the nerve. He couldn't bear he couldn't bear to be the villain, so he just chose to let Rockman win. Oh no. If you look really deep into the scene, you'll notice that Nightman never actually attacks Rockman, not once, in the entire fight. There's so much character built into the cinematography. Wasn't Nightman.exe hesitant to fight you in Battle Network 2? Yeah, it was actually a direct reference to this live stream. Yeah, the devs actually contacted me. They said they were really big fans. Okay, now these enemies who I clearly didn't practice enough. That's right. I can just stand still. I forgot. I can just stand still and they won't hurt me. Whew. Hi, Eddie. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Eddie. We get to beat the final boss? All bosses are immune to beat. This is an extremely boring game. Wait, so all bosses in this game are unbeatable? Dagnabbit. Oh, God, I jumped too early. Dang it. If it was gonna happen somewhere, Centaur Man's a good spot. Ah. And I do not have time for another run tonight. So, we made one attempt for reals, one attempt that got past Plant Man, and then the rest was practice. It was a pretty good attempt, I'd say. Getting all the way up to Centaur Man. Now, what I probably should have swapped to Jet there. If I swapped to Jet, I would have been safe, but I chose not to because I thought, because I practiced, well, it's probably better if I just have the extra time to get an attack off so he can't freeze me. But no, Jet would have been better. Okay, so yeah, that was a decent day one. I had an attempt that got all the way to Centaur Man, who is the first from last boss of the initial 8. That is good. I am happy with that. I am more confident in this run potentially being feasible. So yeah, I will see you tomorrow probably. Thanks very much for joining. Heart emojis. Can we raid someone? Hypothetically feasible. Oh, hey! Okay. Meow. Okay, we're rating regular Pat, who is doing something hypothetically. Oh yeah, he's playing Kingdom Hearts retranslated, which is an accurate name for it. Hi Han, such a good boy. I love you. I love you so much. I need to pet a cat. So yeah, we're gonna raid. Or wait, oh no, wait. Who will this chat as? Will this chat as the right person? I'm gonna be careful and just open it up on my main thing instead of doing it through a restream. Okay, night nights everybody. Tell regular Pat that he's regular. Heart emojis.